Welcome, everyone. It's Tuesday. It sure is. It's Tuesday. Well, it's a special Tuesday. It's a birthday Tuesday. Ow. It's a beautiful birthday today, isn't it? Yes, it is. What are we now? 29? Yes, we are. Anywho, I was coming upstairs last night and I said, because I was going to bring a little bit upstairs with me. And I said, you hold on now a little bit. I'm going to go prepare a place for you. That where I am, there you may be also. I literally said that to him, and I was like, dude, that's today's message. Reason being is because I wanted him to be where I was. But in order for him to be where I was, he needed his own special area. So I had to prep it. I couldn't just bring him upstairs, or else he's going to poop all over the carpet, and I'm not really about that life, you know? So I prepared his space, where he'd be comfy and he could be whatever he wanted to be, pardon me. And so, because I wasn't just going to bring him upstairs and then just put him down there and him have to wait for me. No, I got it ready so that when I brought him upstairs, he would be comfortable. Now, the reason we're going to talk about that, because it is scripture, right? In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. I go to prepare a place for you so that you so that you will be where I am also. The significance of that is this. We prepare the place mentally. Where you prepare mentally is where you go. Every time that you reminisce, good, bad, or indifferent, it does not matter. It's just that that's the pattern, right? Whatever you reminisce, whatever you imagine, and you do it habitually, you're going to experience it. So in other words, mentally, you are preparing yourself to do something. That's what you're doing. Mentally, you are preparing yourself to do something. So the reason why that you have to end up doing that thing is because you've prepared for it. So now scripture's not so far-fetched. I go to prepare. Why? Because if I go to prepare a place, when you get there, you'll be comfortable. When you get there, you can be like, this is nice. When you get there, you can say, wait, you thought of me. All the things I like are here. Wow, I appreciate what you've done. Think about it. When you encounter someone and they've taken the time to do something kind for you, it means they were thoughtful. They thought about you. They care for you. Because if you think about it, when you prepare a place for someone, first of all, you were thinking about them. Second, you value them. Why else would you put the time and effort in? You wouldn't. We don't do things for people we don't care about, even if you pretended to care. You can only pretend for so long. But we genuinely care about people when we prepare something for them. Like I came home yesterday and someone had prepared supper. Oh, indeed. I felt like king of the world, I'll tell you. I really felt appreciated, right? So the thing to grasp is this. In the scripture, when you read, I go to prepare a place for you, so that where I am, you will be also. That tells you how important you are. If I invited you over to my house and I did not take time to really clean, you'd look at me like, really? You knew I was coming over and you didn't do anything? Wow. Okay, then. See how it makes you feel to not have someone put in a little bit of effort? So that should be your cue to recognize, one, how valuable you are. Hmm? How valuable and worthy and worthwhile you are that someone would prepare a place for you. You got guests coming over, you better clean that bathroom, child. You better make sure the kitchen is clean. Now, me, I don't invite people over to my house. I just don't. I got chickens, and I don't invite people over to my house because that's my sanctuary. That's my space. I just want to be about me, just to be in that space and not have to entertain. That's just my personality. So you'd have to understand, if I get up and I prepare this place to welcome you here, well, doggone it, you have to be incredibly, incredibly worthwhile to me, right? So when you hear that scripture, that's what its deeper meaning is telling you. But now, how do you apply it psychologically? We apply it psychologically by recognizing that what you rehearse mentally is you are preparing a place. Well, what you rehearse, you reenact. So you are preparing yourself to reenact that which you have practiced. So you are going and you are preparing a place so that you can show up and do it. That's how you apply it psychologically, by mentally rehearsing until such time it flows from you so naturally, like the back of your hand. Like I've told you before, some of these actors will always remember their lines. They just will, especially if the part they played really moved them and they could really relate. So you see, what you rehearse mentally, you are going and you are preparing that place because you can see the end result. And through your persistent repetition, you are building the pathway to that place. That is why it is important to prepare the place. So psychologically, to prepare the place means to recognize, what do I want to become? See, you are preparing a place when you answer that question. But now you understand the significance of preparing the place. If you enter a space that has been prepared for you, you can rely upon the person who put it there for you. So how do we do it? We prepare a place. Because the end result of a prepared place is company. How do you know? Because where I am, there you may be also. That is the outcome of preparing a place. You see? So if the outcome of preparing a place means company, and you're going to be doing what you intended to be doing, well then, go and prepare the place. Mentally prepare the place by answering the question, what do I want to become? And in your imagination, your mind's eye, you ask yourself, what would I be doing? When you ask yourself what you would be doing if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be, you are preparing the place. You are preparing the place for you to go, which means you see the destination and now you allow your persistence in being faithful to build that path for you so that you can cross the path and then do what? Have the experience that you have prepared for. See, so nothing is random, nothing is far-fetched. You are the one who's constantly preparing a place, day in and day out, by your mental attitudes. We do it all the time. You do it all the time. And all I did last night was ask, hey, what are we going to talk about? Just tell me. And here we are, because I literally did it. I came upstairs and I prepared the place. So that's what we do. All day, every day, we mentally prepare a place for ourselves to go. Every day we do it. So now that you recognize that that's what you're doing every time, like I said, good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't matter which one you want to do. But do good though, but whether you are in a good frame of mind, whether you are perturbed, doesn't matter. Whatever you rehearse, you reenact. Thereby, you prepared the place for you to reenact this experience. Right? That's what we do day in and day out. So when you prepare a place, you recognize you don't have to be forced to prepare the place. You make a decision and you say, see this? I want this in my space. And thus you prepare. You prepare. Because you know the inevitable outcome of preparing a place. You will have company. See, it's as simple as that. But look at where the comfort comes in. Then you know that someone has gone before you to prepare a place. It's a comfortable thing. And we run away from comfort so much, don't we? We're always saying to get out of our comfort zone. The zone is meant to be comfortable because it is predictable. Whether it is good, bad, or indifferent, well, that will be left up to your determination. Because comfort is the result. When someone goes and prepares a place for you, it's so you can be comfortable when you get there. Comfort is not your enemy. Your comfort zone is not your enemy. This is why it is important to choose wisely. That choice has the outcome of comfort, every single one of them. Look at it and you'll see. Your general comfort is the outcome. So this is why when you choose who you want to become, there's a peacefulness in that. There's a comfort in that. Why? Where does it come from? Is it that somebody gave you your peace of mind? No. You know the inevitable outcome. That is why you're secure. That's why you're secure. So you see, my beautiful friends, comfort is the whole purpose. And again, you have to choose good, bad, or indifferent. But you cannot despise the comfort. Comfort is the outcome. Why else would you want security? Because it is a comfort knowing that I can pay all my bills in full and on time. That is a comfort, is it not? So how do you prepare the place? Again, you prepare the place that you're going to go. And we do these things psychologically. We do them mentally. Step one, who do I want to become? It is a better question than what. Because what is an inanimate object? But if you say who, well, now you have to embody the personality instead of just saying, well, how do I become a thing? You can't become a thing, but you can embody the personality that implies you are the thing. That's what you're doing, right? So I trust that you're getting what I'm saying to you this morning. We go and prepare a place every time we persistently entertain a particular mental attitude. We're setting it up every time so that we can do it. My rooster taught me that. Because that's exactly what I did for him last night. I was laying on the living room floor, just snuggled with him. And I said, oh, it's time for mommy's bedtime. Oh, Lord, this child. He's awake. So I brought his water upstairs and the bedding upstairs so that when I finally brought him upstairs, he would be comfortable. So psychologically, when you define what that mood is that you want to embody, which means who do I want to become? When you do that, you have started to go to that place mentally. Every day you go and you prepare. Every day you go. And how do you prepare it? by experiencing in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. A little bit. Baby, how did you get out of the closet? Mother, I hopped out. I hopped out, Mama. I can tell because he's so close. Oh, boy. So, to prepare the place or prepare the new identity, the new mental mood, mental attitude, you must define it. You must define it. Who do I want to become? And then you begin to experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. And then that thing stirs up a feeling within you. Now the feeling, whichever way, will tell you, yes, I know this for a fact. It's true. I'm done. Or that feeling will say, this is just too far-fetched. I can't get my head around that. That's just not possible. One of two of those feelings will encompass you. Now, the one that encompasses you that says, yes, I can, this is definitely what it is. I can feel this. This feels natural to me. Then that's the one you rehearse. Now, if you find yourself in the mindset of, man, that is just too far-fetched. That's not possible. If you find yourself there, I'm waiting for him. Oh, are you done now? If you find yourself in that space that says, man, this is too far-fetched, I cannot. You don't get upset with yourself. You just recognize what you're being told. You're being told, hey, that's nice, but you believe this over here. And you say, you know what? I only believe that because I've practiced it for so long. Let me see. What would I be doing naturally? That's where you start to go. What would you be doing naturally? I told you, if you were a painter, you'd be going to the art store, you'd be buying the easel, you'd be buying the charcoal, the paints. You'd be doing things that imply you are this artist. That's what you'd be doing, right? You'd be at some gallery watching somebody's work, or you'd be on the phone with a gallery who wants you to exhibit your work. But either way, you would be doing something in this life that implies you're the artist you say you are. So when you discover what that thing is that you'd be doing naturally, now the feeling that says, yeah, this is exactly what I'd be doing. You see how natural it feels? A little bit. Give them a chance, huh? When you realize that this is natural to you, you're like, yes, that's exactly what I'd be doing. The feeling comes along to confirm it. Of course. And so now what you've done, you just prepared that place, the place of the artist. You prepared it mentally. And you keep mentally preparing it over and over by rehearsing in your mind's eye what you would be doing. That's how you're preparing that place. In due time, that place, you get there. You're walking there mentally. Opportunities present themselves. Right? No need to fuss, no need to fret. Because you know the outcome of preparing the place is that you're going to go there. That is the outcome of preparing a place. You would not prepare it if you weren't going. See? So when you hear that scripture, I go to prepare a place for you. Understand the significance of it. Every time you entertain a particular way of being, a particular mood, a particular mental attitude, you are preparing yourself to live it out, to experience it. That is what you're doing. That is what you're doing. So when you hear in my Father's house there are many mansions, well, that's the first question. Who do you want to become? There's many mansions, many rooms to go in, many different ways you can express yourself. Which mansion would you like to go into? But then you choose. And once you've made your choice, you begin to experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. And then you'll find you'll catch yourself saying, oh my God, it really happened. And then you and I, we walk around with our mouths hanging open because we're like, oh my God, I can't believe that this has happened. Get used to it. It is what happens when you prepare a place psychologically. You must go there physically. And the key is this: when a place is prepared, it is comfortable. It is beautiful. Is it not? It wouldn't be if you weren't. Your very attention to the place, your very attention to the place and preparing it is what gives it its value, whether it is good, bad, or indifferent. Your attention is what gives it the value. So this is why you choose wisely. Where will you set your heart upon? Celebration or complaining, which you just gotta pick one, but you know the outcome. It doesn't matter which one you choose, you know what the outcome will be. Well, how do you know what the outcome will be? Look at the choice made. The thing chosen has a specific way of expressing itself. So it's not a surprise to you. So today, my beautiful friends, go forth into the world and prepare the place. Prepare the place. Why? Because what you prepare for, you experience. That is why. Who's with us this morning? I don't know who's in YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok because they haven't made themselves known in the chat, but I see them nonetheless. Twitter. Oh, hey Yoda. How you doing, sweetie? It's good to have you in the space. Who's on Fanbase kicking it with us today? Let me scroll. Let me scroll. We got Honey L. Oh, Miss Deborah, we got you in the place too. Ray Ray. Oh, well, if it isn't afternoon delight. Hello, girl. Oh, Miss McQueen. Hey, girl. Oracle Treehouse. I see you. Malik. Hello, dearest. Welcome to the space. So just a very quick recap, and then I'll play the chime, and you might get chicken with the chime. I don't know, but if you were here, your eardrums are well blasted and you're awake now, because he let you know why he's in my room, because I prepared that place for him last night so that he could be in here and hang out with me. So we are always preparing a place. We prepare a place or an experience mentally first. It is not my opinion that everything is mental. It is through observation that you realize that everything is mental. Everything is mental. And so when you recognize that portion, you'll realize that whatever happens on the outside in your world experience is based upon what you have mentally prepared for. And so, step one, who do I want to become? That is always where we start, because it is mental. You have to see it in your mind's eye, which gently leads us into step two, to experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. That is step two, where you go through every single possibility of what you would be doing if you were a painter, if you were a dancer, if you were a singer, if you were a chef. What in the heck would you be doing that all I had to look at you and say was, oh, well, they're a chef. How would I know just by looking at you? Because there's a certain behavior that you would exhibit. Would you be wearing the chef's shirt? There is something that you would naturally be doing. What is it? Then you find that thing that you would naturally be doing. Well, then your body responds and says, yes, that is exactly what I would be doing. And so then what do you do now, having discovered it? You begin to experience in imagination what you would be doing. Because we do it all the time. You let somebody piss you off, right? What do you think you do? Watch us. We fixate. We hold on to the injustice, and we, in our heads, what do? We cuss them out. We tell them off. In your where? What are you doing? You are experiencing in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you came across this person that ruffled your feathers. That's exactly what you would be doing. And that is exactly how we live our lives. And that is why you do what? You practice. Because now that you know what? I'm always rehearsing something in my mind's eye. Well, then you will make a choice that says, I will rehearse what is what? Whatever is honest, whatever is true, whatever is of good report. Rehearse that. Why? Because that's the place you're preparing yourself to go. Through your rehearsal, that is where you are telling yourself, I'm going here, so I need to be ready. So you see, we never have to fret. We never have to cuss. Just acknowledge who you want to become. And then you begin to experience in imagination what you would be doing if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. And then you allow the confirming feeling to just settle around you. And you do what? So every time you have that image in your mind's eye, you have the behavior to match. That's what you're doing. So you are associating who you are becoming, and you're using the thing you rehearsed to say, yes, every time I say I'm becoming ... this is what I'm becoming. So you are preparing the place psychologically. You will make good, bad, or indifferent. That is what you're doing. And that feeling encompasses you. And you do it and you do it and you do it until it is so natural for you to do it that you don't have to think about doing it anymore. You just do it now. After all, it is how we live our lives at present. Mind you, we can't deviate from it. We'd like to try. But the great news about the principles is this: they cannot be broken. They're not at the mercy of the whim of somebody's mood. Today I'm going to work. Can you imagine if rhythm said, well, I see that you swung 100 degrees over here. I'm going to just come back 80 because I feel like 80 today. No. Rhythm says, you swing 100, I'm coming back 100. Why? Because as within, so without. As above, so below. It must always match. So you see where the comfort is? Whatever I am on the inside, I am comforted to know that that's what I'm going to have on the outside. That is peace of mind. So you see, the principles are not fickle. One day they work and next day they don't. No, that is not it. They are what they are. And whether you want to be stubborn and say, no, it's not. Nothing is like that. Everything changes. Yeah, everything changes but them, because they're the initiators of change. So they have to be constant. And whether you believe me or not is irrelevant. Because whatever you plant, you have to reap it. There's no way around that. Even if you plant something and you move, whoever comes in, they have to reap what you planted because they're there. So it is irrelevant who does the reaping. What is relevant is what is planted, because whatever is planted will be reaped. The outcome is guaranteed, so plant. Child, I told you got to prepare me for that. He just shocked me. Anyway, I shall not prattle on anymore, but I trust that it makes sense for you and that you will apply it. Comfort only gets you so far sometimes. Embrace occasional growing pains in their right seasons. Let's address that delight. Comfort only gets you so far. See, that is the world's view of comfort. That's the world's view of comfort. The principle or the law's view of comfort is, I am reliable. I am dependable. What I say I am, I am. That's the law. That is where you take the comfort in knowing that it will be the same. It'll always be there. Correspondence will always be correspondence. Vibration will always be vibration. They will never change. That is comfort. Knowing that whatever situation you are in, you can apply the principle. And the, and the comfort is the outcome is inevitable. That is what I mean by comfort. You understand the difference? Does that make more sense to you? Not comfort in the way of, I don't want to change. No, comfort is in knowing you can initiate the change and be successful at it. It is not dependent. Your change is not dependent upon, this is too difficult. No. You apply the principles. The principles tell you, as above, so below, as within, so without. You know what? I'm going to take comfort in knowing that what I have inside is what I must experience on the outside. You see how comforting that is? You can take it to the bank. That is what I mean by comfort, the way the principles explain comfort, not the way man does. Because comfort to man is based upon what? Man's perception. I don't have a perception of the law. I know the law. You plant corn, you get corn. That is not perception. That is hard fact. And that is where the comfort comes in, with that hard fact. Right? And you see, growing pains. Again, that is man's way. But again, when you recognize that you're growing and you're changing because you were the one to initiate it, scripture tells you now you count it all joy. Why? Because you don't have to remain as you are. You do not have to remain as you are. And because you don't have to remain as you are, right? Now it's not quote unquote painful the way man interprets pain, growing pains. You don't got to suffer. You don't have to do any of those things. You just go, oh, I know where I'm changing. And you count it all joy. I smell you, boy. A little bit. Oh, God. But anywho, I trust that that makes sense today. And Flo smiles. That's why I prepared a place for him. So that I just got to roll it up and put it in the garbage. You see what I'm saying? I prepared a place, okay? I don't got to do no work. I just got to roll it up and throw it out. And they're lavender scented. Yes. I told you, when you prepare the place, you know the inevitable. Listen, it is inevitable that he is going to poop somewhere and at some given time because that's what they do. They don't think about it, they just go. I'm talking to him and he's going. I'm like, come on, man. They don't care. But I do. I don't like a mess. So I prepare the place in such a way that the mess is easy to take care of because the mess is inevitable. That's what happens when you got birds. Anyway, let me get the chime. And as you go forth today, prepare your place. Mentally prepare by rehearsing what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. And as you rehearse, you know the inevitable outcome. Do you hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability. Where is Michael? But you know the inevitable outcome of preparation. The action. So if you know that, then choose what you want to act out. You see how it makes you make better choices? Ow. Anywho, let me get this chime. I can't see beans. Where's my glasses? There they are. Look at you. Look at you, handsome. You want to come out here? I'm not going to help you. You can do it. Reach out. Countdown. Initiated. Okay, dude. 4, 3, 2. Go ahead, have the last one. Take your time, though. I'm waiting for you a little bit. Oh, there. I don't perform for anyone, Mother. Fine, I'll do it. 1. Thank you all for being here on this glorious day. A little bit doesn't perform for anybody, he says. I'm not in the circus, Mother. Little does he know, I am the circus. Well, you know what? I'm done. Anyway, I trust it made sense for you today. If not, you can always slide into my DMs and I shall gladly elaborate the principles for you. Yeah. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, fanbase, Twitter. Thank you all for being here. Fanbase, hang on. I got like 5 minutes I can spend with you this morning before I go get ready and clean up these chickens and feed them. And then make myself presentable for the world. Oh, let's go. You just popped into the space, baby. You gonna have to catch the replay. But it is still good to see you nonetheless. Anyway, I'll see you on the morrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what we'll talk about tomorrow, but you know it'll have step 1, 2, and 3 in it, right? Ow. You can take that one to the bank. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you on the morrow. And a little bit does say bye, even though he's not talking to me right now. He's resting. He's resting. He worked so hard, for the past 5 minutes. Anyway, I'll see you on the morrow.